What's up, everybody? It's kind of my first episode of the whole video blog thing, just to kind of talk about things that I feel like that I'm pretty knowledgeable about. So, without further ado, this is what I'd kind of like to attempt. If you guys have any kind of things you'd like for me to talk about, sports related, I'd love to bring it up. Just a discussion to kind of get some things going, and I'll be more than happy to do it. But the first topic that I wanted to bring up is this whole Lakers thing that's going on. And I called it. I said from day one that it just wasn't going to work. It's not that I don't think they can't win, or, but when Dwight Howard went to the Lakers and when they signed Steve Nash, and I just thought that is a disaster waiting to happen because, you know, me personally as a former basketball player and even coaching just very, very small couple years, Dwight Howard pretty much, in my opinion, got his coach fired. They never could get a good enough team there because he wanted all the attention on him, which is fine. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because he is arguably the best center in the league, you know, defensively player of the year. But you can't go to a team that has the same person type player that, not in a selfish way, but wants the attention. That's Kobe's team. You can't just go there and expect for that to mesh. I think that's a lot of the reasons why Miami Heat had problems the first year. Um, that being said, I don't like the D'Antoni hire as their coach for number one reason. He's never been known for their defense. And I understand that they're an older team, and I understand it's the NBA, and people have their own speculations of, oh, it's just an offensive league. Well, yeah, but it's also entertainment. So you kind of have to balance out between real basketball and entertainment. And so, the way the NBA sees it's all about putting butts in seats. But a true basketball fan, I would love to see playoff basketball every single game, all 82 games. But something that I think maybe the Lakers should work on is their defense. Plain and simple, defense. You got Steve Nash, who's older, and he's a great playmaker. He'll rack up assists for you. And I granted, all this is based off if everybody was not injured. But Steve Nash is one of the best playmakers we've ever seen in the game. He's a NBA MVP. Kobe's an NBA MVP. Dwight Howard's a defensive MVP. So you've got these literal superstars almost at every position, and for some reason it's not meshing. I'm going based off if all five are healthy, all five. But you got a healthy Steve Nash, Kobe, Metta World Peace, Paul Gasol, and Dwight Howard. You've got to see how many times those players shoot the ball, and I just don't think that, not that Kobe's not that type of player, but I just don't think he would really like to sacrifice that many shots to let them shoot the ball. That's something that I've always personally struggled trying to get on the Kobe Bryant bandwagon. It's not that I hate his guts, but I just never. He's a great player. He's one of the greatest to ever play the game. But to me, there's. I know everybody's like, oh yeah, well if you don't, amount up to MJ, then there's just nothing to it. Well, that's what it's going to be based off of. I've just never seen it. I mean, Kobe's done some great things for the NBA and for his own personal accolades, and become a great player. Don't get me wrong. That's not my point. My point is that I think the Lakers could do a little bit better in the long run with them. With them being older, I think they should control the game better. And on the defensive side of the ball, their depth is terrible, but you got to use Jody Meeks to give Kobe some rest, because what they're doing is they're trying to play catch up right now, and Kobe's trying to score all these points, which he's the NBA leading scorer right now, and they're below 500. I don't get that. I've never got that. If you have one of the best players of all time, no excuses, and you're the NBA leading scorer right now, you should be winning a ball game. I've always told the kids when I coach, I don't care if you score 30 or 40 or 50 or 81 points in a game. If you lose that game, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't. It's not me being a jerk about it, but it's not about being single. It's about being a team. It doesn't matter who starts. It matters who finishes the game. It's all about winning the basketball game and doing it as a team. You know, as a coach, you lose the game, you take the credit because you lost the game. If you win the game, then the players get the credit. That's just how I've read books about that. That's how I've seen how Phil Jackson's done that. You know, there's tons of great coaches that do that. But my opinion, I know NBA is completely different, but this is something that I'm trying to want to get started. This whole video blog, kind of speaking my opinion about sports. And, you know, I'd love for you guys to leave a comment or say whatever you want. Like I said, watch the language. I do have a lot of kids that, you know, see my Facebook and stuff like that. But that would be my point for, you know, this whole video blog is Lakers pretty much aren't going to do anything if they can't play D. All great teams can play defense. The Bulls, Miami Heat last year did very well in defense. The Boston Celtics were very good at defense when they won a couple years ago. It's a balance of both sides of the ball. But right now, the Lakers are making excuses because they're old and they're injured. And I will give them that to a certain extent. But after that, if you have a sub and he's the worst player on your team and he is in the National Basketball Association, he is a professional basketball player. He is missing one of the #1 fundamental things that you teach in kid level basketball to junior high basketball to high school basketball to college professional. The #1 thing that I've always expressed in coaching is you get back on defense. No matter what. Shot goes up, you get your tail back. So that's something that I've seen every time I watch a highlight. It's like they're just getting beat in transition basketball. They're getting killed in that. And that is the quickest way to win a basketball game. Is #1, hit your free throws. #2, get back on defense. So, you know, hopefully the more I do this, maybe the better this will be. But again, I just would love for you guys to leave me some comments. Let me know what you think about it. And I hope everyone has a great day. Deuces.